Hey guys, this week's episode is coming to you by way of Squarespace. From websites to online stores, marketing tools, and analytics, Squarespace makes it incredibly easy to start your own website, an all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business or whatever other special things you're doing. There are no hidden fees or price hikes, no getcha gotcha. All the websites are optimized for mobile right at the start. And it's very, very simple. We know because we've used it. So go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase. Have fun and let's move right on.
Hey y'all, did you know that the American Dental Association recommends chewing sugar-free gum for 20 minutes after meals? Well, they do. It was only a few short years ago that Quip reinvented the toothbrush for the modern age, and now they've done it again, this time for chewing gum. That's right, Quip has launched a new gum that's actually good for your oral health, and it comes with a dispenser that'll remind you of the one-click candy that you used to love when you were a kid. It's not a substitute for brushing and flossing. You do still need to do that, but this is a great support for your oral health, especially when you pair it with the Quip electric toothbrush for adults and kids. Plus, they've got the refillable floss and more great products. So go to getquip.com/theread right now to get a free plastic dispenser with any refill plan. That's a free dispenser at getquip.com/theread. It's GETQUIP.com/theread. Quip is the good habits company. So go pick some up and let's start the show.
Well, Mary and Joseph, we are back for another episode of The End of Days. Wow.
Literally.
Wow.
Just so bad.
Wow.
You called it.
Well, we'll get things moving along as we normally do with some Black excellence. And this week it goes to Devon Reeves, or Devon, sorry ma'am, Jessica Myers. These women are the founders of Epic Collective, which is a real estate company based in Atlanta that focuses on acquiring commercial spaces. And they just nabbed a Home 2 Suites by Hilton hotel valued at $8.3 million. That's located in El Reno, Oklahoma. I feel like I get a lot of Oklahoma news by Black excellence. But yeah, they decided that they wanted to go into business together. They had a dream or a passion for a long time to own a hotel and things of that nature. And I believe it was Devon who was a front desk agent at one hotel and said that she always saw hotel owners coming in there, but of course, none of them looked like her, you know.
Correct.
Black and a woman.
Especially, not in central Oklahoma. They damn sure didn't.
Right. So congratulations to you ladies. This is exciting. If you're ever in the area, then you know that's a black-owned hotel. Black women are running it. And apparently their collective is doing a lot of, like, they're having a great time. I'm reading here that they've acquired more than $14 million in commercial real estate assets, the collective. So go and give them a holler. Their website is it's spelled EPIQ collective.com. Go and learn some more if that's your fancy, or if you just want to send them an email and be like, congratulations. Oh, and before I move on, I wanted to also say recipes to Eric Jerome Dickey.
Wait a minute.
What?
No, I'm sorry. I just could swear to God I know this girl on the homepage of Epic Collective. Like,
oh, you might.
Is that Joy? Okay, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry. Yes, Eric Jerome Dickey. Woo. Okay.
Yes, recipes to Eric Jerome Dickey. Read so many of his books when I really shouldn't have been, and
same.
You know, defined an era of my adolescence and the types of books I was reading. So it was very sad to hear of his passing. So I wanted to just mention that in our Black excellence. Now, let's get to the mess this week in our pop culture segment, Hot Tops Juice. First up is the Grammys.
What?
The Grammys have been postponed due to the COVID-19 virus that still exists. That's right. It was... The show was supposed to take place on January 31st.
Oh, no. Y'all thought...
But the Grammys decided to push it back to March 14th. They said the deteriorating COVID situation in Los Angeles, with hospital services being overwhelmed, ICUs having reached capacity, and new guidance from state and local governments. That last bit tickled me. Have all led us to conclude that postponing our show was the right thing to do. Nothing is more important than the health and safety of those in our music community and the hundreds of people who work tirelessly on producing the show. So that means that a couple of weeks ago, y'all had your millionaire march for no fucking reason. Because now the girls aren't even going. So there's that.
What? What is a millionaire march?
You know when the girls were all complaining, oh my God, I did not get nominated. How dare you snub the weekend?
Oh, right.
Actually, that one Selena Gomez song, like literally like half the music industry lost their shit at the last Grammy nominations.
That's true. And didn't the NFL just say that they were going to redo the something so that the weekend would have a longer set? Am I hallucinating? Did I really read that?
I believe so. So,
okay.
There you go. If you were looking forward to the Grammys for whatever reason in 2021, you're going to have to wait a taste longer. Also being postponed due to COVID is the Ashanti Keisha Cole Verzuz battle, which is being postponed now for the second time in like a month or so too. The Verzuz people posted on their Instagram, "This has been an emotional week." I shouldn't laugh. This has been an emotional week. In addition, as COVID-19 numbers continue to increase, safety is a top priority for us. As much as we enjoy having everyone together in the same room to protect the artists and everyone who works with us in putting the shows together, we'll be going back to separate locations for a bit. We're excited for the next few events and look forward to getting back to the show in the coming weeks. And then it puts underlined Ashanti versus Keisha Cole, coming soon. What in the goddamn
like it's
teaser?
A movie?
Like, right.
You know, like we were looking forward to it, but it's literally not that serious. It should have always, I mean, I get why y'all brought people to the same location because, you know, the tech issues really plagued Verzuz. Yes. And
I was going to.
Okay, well, there's also that. Like, definitely the Gucci and Jeezy Verzuz would not have been the same from two remote locations. Definitely not.
Monica and Brandy too.
Right. But at the same time, that should have never happened. This whole thing. Yeah. Like that should have never been the case. Same thing with the Grammys. I don't know how y'all ever thought that a large in-person award show was going to be possible at the end of, like, I don't know how y'all thought that past last August.
I want you to know that damn near a year ago, the girls with plans were like, we're pushing it back to spring 2021. And I was like in the shadows of my room, probably sitting in the middle of my bed all alone with the dark lights. I mean, with the lights all off and dark. And I'm saying to myself, how do you know, sis?
Right.
Like it was a solid like March, April or some shit last year. And all of the girls were pushing it. I'm like, how do you know that we're going to be in any different a situation at that time? Why was everyone assuming that 2021 was somehow going to be like a global reset and all of the girls were going to come out like, can you feel a brand new day at the end of the Wiz? And rip off their COVID flesh and come out anew.
That did not happen. Perhaps if we actually had a functioning government that knew what they was doing and cared about people and their lives, then, you know, maybe. But y'all knew we didn't have that last spring. So I really don't know what the Grammys was thinking. But, you know, I feel like the only decision was to move it back or find a way to make it digital like all the other award shows did. And so, you know, here we are. It is what it is.
There was one award show that I saw like clips of the performances for. Maybe it was the VMAs, and how they ended up doing performances I enjoyed. I feel like I just thought that the concept worked better for me digitally because I guess since so many of the performers were not you know, confined to the same stage for each performance and the whole, you know, moving set pieces and bells and whistles around.
Physical limitations.
Right. They got to have like a more in-depth, dynamic, individual performances and stuff. So I feel like the virtual thing actually is kind of refreshing in certain circumstances, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know who thought anybody was going anywhere in LA and
no.
At the end of I mean, not in front of the government. So,
not legally, you wasn't. Yeah. It's great from a performance standpoint, but like award shows are already awkward when presenters are up there and trying to read the teleprompter and all that. And the awkwardness does not really go down as far as I'm concerned with that aspect of award shows. So it's still like I mean, I feel like BET and the VMAs, and I think maybe VH1 did one too, that were all, you know, pretty good as far as like this quarantine entertainment goes. So it just makes actually less sense as to why the Grammys didn't already have something. Like, how was this y'all's first option? Really? Doing something in person in January 2021 sounded like that was going to work to y'all? It did? Okay. Well, here we go. So,
well, as far as the versus battles go, E40 and Too Short had their Legends of the Bay or Bay Legends, whatever their shit was called. And apparently up next shall be Bun B versus 8 Ball and MJG.
Oh, yes. We're getting...
That is sure to be exciting.
Yeah, for all the Third Coast niggas, it sure is. I will be a lot more excited about that one than I was about the Yay Area one. I'm sorry. That was no offense to y'all. I was not trying to disrespect y'all's heritage, but I will be... a lot more enthusiastic about that one, but I'm also not mad at Verzuz taking it from just, you know, these giant superstars to stuff that is more like, I don't want to say local because local is definitely like an insult, but I just mean local, like regional. Like I don't mind the regional Verzuz things either.
It just feels cultural to me. You know, it just feels like specifically like cultural to different regions, you know, like I like that as well. The fact that they've sort of gone to like different regions of the country, that hip hop has had its own like style and move and shake about it, and they get like those legends to come together and remind us of when we were all however the fuck old, because nostalgia is very profitable. It makes a lot of money.
Yeah. So. I saw a lot of niggas being like, if you didn't never go to Oakland before it got gentrified, then you don't know nothing about this here. And I was like, that's fine. And that's fine, because Lord knows I never went to Oakland before white people ruined it. So I'm not going to be as tapped into the greatness of this as y'all are, but I love to see niggas having fun. So
some people, when they think about music in Miami, the only person comes to mind is Pitbull.
Wow. Like, that is not the first person I would have named at all.
Me neither.
Not I actually would have been hard pressed to tell you where Pitbull was from. So
same.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, good job, Verzuz.
So apparently Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey are a couple now. They were spotted getting off PJs in PJs, matching PJs at that, and they were you know, here and there and everywhere, and rumors had it that they were a couple. Now they've both taken to Instagram to post some, you know, sexy black people photos together.
Basically, and, some we find pictures.
Yeah, that's that. The photos seem to be taken by like Zack Snyder or something. Like, who the fuck? Like, it looks like they're on the set of a movie produced by Drake. It's giving like,
oh yeah, it does look like a video set.
Euphoria after the college years.
Oh, okay.
I feel nothing. I mean, they look great together. I just can't help but feel like Lori's gonna have a different boyfriend in like 2 or 3 weeks, and that's no shade whatsoever because I live. But I just can't be like, oh wow, yay, because I feel like Lori gets bored or something. I don't know, whatever it is. But once again, I am a fan of it. So you know, this next shot's to you, sis. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't really know too much about Lori Harvey and what she does. As far as I know, she's just pretty and famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that is not a reason for me to stay clocked into her every move. My first thought was, ain't he like way older than her? Like, I
actually don't know their age difference.
I think he's 33 and she's 24. So I was like,
I think you're right. Yep.
Kind of sketch, but I mean, not really. I don't really care.
I mean, I would not date a 24-year-old, very likely.
Well, no, but I'd be dating. Never mind, because that was about to be very shady when I did not necessarily mean it that way. Right. But like you said, Lori Harvey is young and she's out here dating, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. So as long
my
as
favorite
this
thing
is what
about
she
her
chooses to do, I'm happy for her.
My favorite thing about her is that I don't think I have ever heard her voice.
Oh no, I
don't
could
believe
not
that
tell
I've
you what she sounds like.
Ever heard her speak.
Absolutely,
and that is my favorite thing about this. That means mama, first of all, wealth already. like Lori, like she's fine.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that mama's just out here skiing and skating and doing what the fuck she wants and looking good while at it, and all of these niggas still drool over her. I'm a fan. I enjoy it.
Yes. And regular niggas on the internet be mad as hell about it.
Right.
The whole time.
I can't help but think that she'll be dating fucking NLE Chopper or somebody else I've never heard of in 2 weeks, and then that'll be the new story, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is a cute one. This is a cute chapter of the journey, Lori.
They are cute
Kudos
together,
to
so
Very.
Have fun, girl.
And who doesn't want to step off the PJ in matching PJs?
True. I mean, truly goals.
I
do kind of like the matching pajamas thing, though. Niecy Nash and her wife did it for Christmas, and I was like,
but they're gay. That's cute.
Oh, okay. I don't want it from the straights.
Right.
It is cute from the gays. They had the little Santa hats and everything. It was adorable.
Man, what a week for Nicki Minaj, huh? Fresh off the premiere of that baby in his fancy clothes.
Oh, right. Yes. Very rich
cheeks.
baby. Mm-hmm.
Well, pulling over from that to go ahead and give Tracy Chapman her money because
Oh, wait, I remember this. Oh, Nicki.
Some time ago, Onika got into a bit of hot water because she had a song that sampled a record called Baby Can I Hold You by Tracy Chapman, which is also a sample or a cover or something, whatever. But she had the sample on her song, didn't get clear because Tracy Chapman doesn't clear anything for the girls. She basically said, kiss my ass, don't ever talk to me, leave me alone, which you got to respect. It's her art. And so try as she might, Nicki was not given a clearance for the sample. However, it still found its way through the airwaves of Funkmaster Flex's goddamn radio studio. And so Tracy said, oh, I love mess. Let's get to work. And here we are, like 2 years later.
I remember. Yeah, it's vague, but I remember this.
Yeah, this was an album that was a song that was supposed to come out on her last album, Queen.
Right. So
around that time, well, apparently Nicki has settled with the doll, and they've agreed to $450,000 as the amount for the alleged infringement of copyright. And I think she's also being sued by some other nigga from her mixtape days that say she stole a song from him, and he's trying to sue her for like way more money, like $200 million something.
$200 million? Okay, sir.
It's like she just started breastfeeding, and here the girls go.
I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
Before you buy your baby another Patek, let's discuss my receipt. Like, they're all coming from out of nowhere. And I read a story that like the woman who's the like reported victim in the sexual assault case that Nicki Minaj's husband has.
Okay.
I mean, like he was like charged with raping a girl when he was 16 or 15 or something like that. Anyway, said girl in the case is alleging that she's getting like threats and stuff sent her way from Nicki and her husband. Oh, so that's also not cute. So, it's an up and a down time for kids sometimes. 1 week we're talking about how cute and adorable your baby is, and the next week we're talking about 3 lawsuits and death threats.
I mean, yeah.
That's how top story up.
Such is the life when you are a massive star like Nicki. I don't know about this $200 million thing. I haven't heard that story at all, but like, unless she stole spaceships, starships, whatever it's called, it would have had to be some massive record for me to believe, or like everything on her mixtape for me to believe that it was worth $200 million or whatever crazy amount you just threw out there. Now, as far as this girl and receiving threats.
Okay, so the song is Rich Sex, which was also on Queen, I believe. And the nigga's name is Brinks Billions from Queens as well. And he says that he let Nicki hear a version of the same song before the album came out. And next thing you know, it was on her album and he had nothing to do with it. And he wants 200 million of the girl's coins. No. So there's that.
That's where you're losing me every time. Like, if you can play us this original song and you can prove that you played it for her before Queen came out, then okay. Yes. But 200 million is nuts. So
wait, it says here that he's credited as a writer on the song.
So then what did she steal?
But then did he not get any money for it?
Did he produce the beat too? Is that what?
Girl,
this don't make no
call
sense.
me back. Yeah. Whatever this is. like, I don't have time for this.
Because now it don't make no fucking sense. Now it don't make no damn sense. But yeah, I don't.
But as far as the girl goes, like I would really love to believe that them niggas are not that damn dumb. Like I would like to believe that at least she is not foolish. It's bad enough we already all know about it.
Right.
And you still dealing with it, because they had that whole thing where he almost got in trouble because he wasn't registered in California when they moved to LA or some other shit like that. So it's like, you're still dealing with the effects of it today. Literally everyone knows about it. Every single time you force a picture of that nigga in front of our eyes, we bring it like, so it's like, I would really like to believe that you're not also like terrorizing this woman who's already probably fucked up from what happened to her. I'd really like to believe that at least Onika would be like, hey, yeah, no, let's leave that hood shit somewhere else, girl. Go and put the baby's fruit into the NutriBullet, and if I have to tell you again, your ass is grass. Okay? Like, that's all she should be doing.
So. I too would love to believe it, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is coming from him or people who are associated with him, but she's getting looped into the lawsuit because she's his legal wife.
That's true.
I would not be surprised if that was it either, which the Barbs will point out was yet another reason that she ought not needed to have married that man. But Nicki, right? Nicki is fully in love, and that's her baby pappy. So y'all just gonna have to cope, I guess. I don't have nothing else for you. It just is what it is, girl.
On the other side of things, I read a headline that made me go, huh? And it says, Cardi B defends not allowing Culture to listen to WAP. This is on Wrap Up, where I get a lot of this shit from.
Why would she have to defend that?
Thanks a bunch. You see why I said, huh? Like, I was surely confused that maybe it was a typo.
Isn't Culture like 2? Why would
I think she's 3 or 4.
Regardless. Like, what?
So the funny thing is, I saw this clip. I don't remember when, but I saw this clip before finding out that there was an alleged backlash. But she's at home, I'm assuming, and she's listening to WAP and dancing, like I think on Instagram Live, and in the background you can see the baby coming into the room. And as soon as she spots Culture on screen, she cuts the music off, and it's like, yeah, anyway, girl, as I was saying about Christ.
Yes, that's slick mama shit.
And when I saw the clip initially, I was like, and these motherfuckers want to act like, oh my goodness, what about the kids? What about the kids? But when her kid come in the room, she does what a parent should do. She cut the fucking song off. So it's like, why are you giving her grief? Well, after the clip, I guess, made its way around the place Trump isn't allowed anymore, someone said to Cardi. So your daughter can't listen to it, but everybody else's daughter can.
What?
Right. What the fuck are you talking about?
You niggas really cannot understand. Like, what is hard here?
Okay. Exactly what I've been saying. You have an agenda to push with that trash ass label you're with. Disgusting. To which Cardi retweeted and responded,
yes.
Y'all needs to stop with this already. I'm not JoJo Siwa. I don't make music for kids. I make music for adults. Parents are responsible on what their children listen to or see. I am a very sexual person, but not around my child, just like every other parent should be. There's moms who are strippers, pop, pussy, twerk all night for entertainment. Does that mean they do it around their kids? No. Stop making this a debate. It's pretty much common sense.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to agree with Belcalis here.
Every single thing that I could have thought to say, she covered it right then and there. Like, no,
I'm not JoJo Siwa.
Just to drive the point home, like, I am literally not some goofy girl in pigtails. It looked like Lisa Frank threw up all over her, and my whole shtick is appealing to 6 to 12-year-olds. That's literally not me. And so,
and
no,
you know
that, right? Like, don't sit up here and act like Cardi B is putting music out there for everybody else's kids to listen to, but her kid can't. It was never something called Wet Ass Pussy featuring Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B in fucking latex with tigers and oil dripping all over. How was that ever supposed to be for kids? What do y'all have against watching your children? Turning on the parental controls.
Like, JoJo Siwa even probably punches it down the boulevard listening to WAP with a fresh blunt. So I don't even know. Like, can we stop?
Not for a YouTube video, again, because that's not for the kids.
Because that's not for the fucking kids.
And I don't know how
but
old
JoJo Siwa is 37 years old.
Okay. So
JoJo Siwa is a fresh, ripe 42. And so that grown woman is going to do what she wants.
Okay, it is. So,
just not in front of your children.
Period. It is up to y'all to regulate what your children see.
And yes, of course, your kids do get to an age where it's like impossible basically for you to monitor every single thing that they consume, right? But like at some point you have to, in the raising of your child, and I know some of y'all gonna, give me grief because I'm not a parent. That's fine. But like, I think that at some point you have to like trust that the home training you've provided is enough to stop your child from turning to gun violence or prostitution by listening to one explicit rap song. Because mama, my parents never, I told y'all a story about how I asked my mama to buy me Missy Elliott's So Addictive album, and she saw a track called Dog and Heat, and she was like, I don't know who's gonna pay for it, but it isn't me. That's not, I heard Ready to Die when it came out. I listened to the Baddest Bitch when it came out.
Oh, yes.
They don't know that.
Also, definitely.
I guess I'm trash. Maybe I'm losing credibility here.
I had to sneak and listen to a lot of things. But yeah, you do have to trust that the way you have raised your child will guide them through life. Because yes, as they get older through, probably 3rd, 4th grade on up, you're going to have less control over every single thing that they experience. However, culture is 3. And so it is very easy for Cardi to be like, XX, whoop, cut that right on off and pause on that and, bring up the Paw Patrol or what the fuck ever else. Like, this is a toddler. If you were mad at her for that, you were just looking for reasons to be mad.
And you niggas know that she be driving around with your toddler in a car seat in a bag, blasting motherfucking like Trick Daddy or whoever the goddamn fuck. And, Money Bag Yo and the City Girls and shit. And then you are shocked. And RuPaul, when your baby's first word is like dickhead or bust down or some shit like that. RuPaul. But I can't. It's like, and y'all never do this shit when all of these niggas are making rap songs about shooting each other in the face and doing crazy hard drugs and not knowing what day it is. And don't get it twisted. I live for many of those records too because I am an adult and I am not Jan Crouch. But at the same goddamn time, bitch, it's like, why is none of that heat going over to the little Uzi Verts in the world? Like, why is it every single time a woman makes a song about her pussy or something like that, it's like, oh, what about the children? But when a man makes a song about, getting some pussy and then I don't know, drowning the waterboarding the woman, like whatever the fuck.
Leaving hoes on the side of the road and shit, all kind of disrespectful shit that niggas say.
That's just a bop and a TikTok dance. I'm bored. Like I just want.
Yeah, you know, it's only
else.
women's jobs to care about children and the things that they things that influence them in their lives. You know, men don't have any responsibility in raising kids.
You're on to it.
Once you understand that,
niggas like raise children,
positive influence, kids, my kids,
accountability,
all of them.
What?
But niggas not trying to hear none of that. So,
oh Lord. Well, last thing I have here is just that North's parents are getting divorced. Apparently, it's imminent. We never speak about these people intentionally, but I felt, I guess, this was notable enough to mention. Obviously, I don't feel strongly about it. I do still find it entertaining that the kids' names altogether sounds like a city intersection. North St. Chicago Psalm.
Oh, you're not wrong.
North St. Chicago Psalm. No, North St. Chicago and Psalm, if I'm reading it from this. It sounds like an intersection.
Ain't there another one? North St. Chicago Psalm.
I think it's just 4, but
Ain't there another one?
Blame you for thinking that there are 7. No.
I could have.
Once she found out that she didn't have to carry them, Kim was like, "Oh yeah, give me a couple more. I'll take 3 to go."
She started ordering them through the Nook stop.
Yeah,
like, place just how many bells? I got it. Let me see. Kim Kardashian.
I just dropped the fossil off at the museum, so I actually can afford another one.
Oh, it is just 4. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, North St. Chicago and Psalm being
adorable children.
Literally, very cute kids.
Yeah, best of luck to the kids.
Yeah. That was legit my main concern. Are the children fine? Right.
Is Saint still smiling? Because that is the cutest, happiest little boy I have ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
What just a nugget.
You remember those pictures where he got out the car? I don't know where they were going. And he was doing like this cute stroll.
He was strutting,
and he just looked like he walked into a Disney movie. It was like those kids are so fucking cute.
Yes, like he just radiates joy. He is so cute.
And at the same time, be irking the fuck out of his sister.
Oh, yeah. North is over all of them.
North could not stand him at first, bro. Every time they were in a picture together, he was grinning ear to ear, and North looked like she wanted to strangle him.
Like, this nigga can go. Right. So, yes.
And North is an icon in meme culture herself.
Oh, yeah. When her parents was dressing her up in all that couture and dragging her all over the globe.
I will never, ever get past her full on losing it. Front row at whatever Fashion Week show.
Yep.
When Kim was sitting between Beyonce and Anna Wintour. Like, if there were 2 people that mama wanted to be cute and comfy with, and North was like, fuck you! Fuck her!
Get your black ass out!
I want to go!
She was not having it. She don't give a fuck whose show it is, bitch. It do not matter. That time that she and Kanye was holding her hands and trying to get her to walk into some show or gallery or some shit, and she just started fucking crying right there on the red carpet. Like, if somebody don't pick me the fuck up and give me some freeze-dried fruit snacks, I'm going to ruin everybody's night.
Just an honest soul and spirit, and I've just always appreciated that about her. So
yeah, I don't know too much about them other 2. I feel like they just got here, but
yeah, they're very.
I just googled them and they're very cute kids. So
I know Chicago looks like a lot like her mom.
Oh, she definitely does. Yeah, and then Psalm.
Yeah, I don't know much about the baby.
Oh, Psalm is another little boy. Okay, well, adorable. Yeah, I don't know that he has a personality yet, but very cute. And
literally all we find interesting to talk about when it comes to these niggas is their kids.
Yeah, because I mean,
they're innocent.
Kim, who knows if this is even real? This could be something Kris Jenner is putting out there because they off TV now.
No, I buy it.
I mean, or maybe it is real. That's the thing. It could just be it's been too much and she's finally done. But either way, I don't really care. Y'all's grown asses can figure it out. I just hope your kids are okay and that they, contend to stunt.
Yeah, I kind of feel similar. I feel like it's the best thing for both of them. I've been waiting for this to happen for quite some time, actually. I do think the nail in the coffin was likely when Kanye accused Kim of fucking Meek Mill and then called her mama Chris Jong-un,
Probably.
which was another favorite day of mine.
Not saying it wasn't funny.
But yeah.
Just saying I understand.
And yeah, Kanye's got a lot to get together in terms of his mental health and expression. And she probably got 4 different kids asking her for 4 different Uncrustables every hour of every day. And so, yeah, go ahead your separate ways. They, for whatever reason, also decided to report that the two spent Christmas together, and Kanye allegedly bought Kim 5 Maybachs. 2021 Maybachs at that.
What am I going to do with 5 Maybachs?
What do I have? 5 of them? 5 of them.
Do I have
likely already have 12. Somebody break down wealth. Like, I really want to understand. Like what, 5?
Is it every color of Maybach that they have? What's the point in this? It's not like she can drive all 5 at the same time. It's not like she drives herself anywhere anyway. So
does she keep one and then pass the other 4 down to the babies?
Don't the babies get it anyway? By the time they drive, North is going to be like, what is this cheap shit?
If you don't get this ghetto bullshit out of my goddamn driveway.
So what is the point? Rich people just be throwing money at shit, man.
Bruh, I can't get it.
Don't make no
Dude, I feel like
sense.
I want to believe that if I was like rich, I would be like Jason from the game, which I just realized, as I said, it means nothing to you because you never watched it. Never mind. Incredibly frugal, cheap ass rich nigga who literally was like reusing Ziploc bags.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a nigga who been poor and he ain't going back. That's what that is. When you keep up with all the impoverished things you used, I still reuse foil. I sure do. Be rinsing that foil off. Let me pat this and let it dry real quick. Let me shake that out. I sure will. Put this on another bowl. So I'm not mad at that.
I like splurging. I like buying little nice things for myself to feel good and stuff like that. But yeah, things like 5 cars. I just wish I could.
On top of the number of cars she must already own.
Exactly.
I hope
maybe
that's
they have
fake.
like property all over the place, and it's like you can put one Maybach in each place.
Why would you even want
they likely
that?
have several homes. I mean, so there's a Maybach in everyone. That's your favorite car. You don't never have to worry about not having a Maybach to wherever. I don't know. I don't get it.
These are the things you worry about, whether a Maybach will be available at your chosen home, girl.
Right. I was air frying Uncrustables a couple of weeks ago. I have nothing. Like, I don't know what these bitches are talking about.
I cannot relate, girl. So.
Also, y'all can stop sending me that them savory Uncrustables. I'm never going to try them. I'm not interested. I don't even buy the fucking Uncrustables anymore. As I said, I just make them now because a taco bite Uncrustable, whatever the fuck that is of hell.
Ungodly.
And it is clear that the Smuckers people voted for Trump. Some of them was probably at the Capitol.
Probably was. Would not be shocked. Out of
alone,
it.
go away from me with this. Apollo, thanks. So yeah, apparently Kim wants full custody. The girls are fighting. And wants to make sure that she and the kids stay in Calabasas, where they're all from, while Kanye stays at his how many $1 million ranch? 14?
That one in Wyoming?
$14 million ranch in Wyoming, yeah.
Ain't that half of Wyoming?
So it's like, what does that nigga do on the ranch?
I couldn't, because you know when you say ranch, I think of Brokeback Mountain. So,
all right.
Oh, and did you hear that rumor?
No, I didn't. We're not doing it.
Okay. Okay.
We are not. Gollum's Drag Race gets no clout on this show.
Okay. Well, when you say ranch, and like, why would any nigga want to be in Wyoming when you could be somewhere else?
I mean, I'm sure I've seen pictures of the property before. Let me Google it again. And it looks like peaceful. Like, it looks quiet. It looks like exactly the type of thing a nigga like him probably needs at this moment. But yes, I also understand that. And again, I feel like, is it a ranch if there aren't like horses and like
cattle,
which there probably is. I really,
he not out there milking them goats or whatever. He not out there doing this shit.
But yeah, being out in a ranch, something like this with this beautiful ass landscape, and like I said, it's probably dumb quiet out there. I feel like that's probably exactly what he needs. I just don't know what the $14 million goes to. I mean, it's probably like everything's made out of diamond and marble inside.
It's probably mostly land. I'm sure most of that is the cost of the land.
Yeah, duh.
But he probably does have a beautiful house somewhere on that land and all the extras. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's nothing. If it's a choice between, you know, putting your ass all over Instagram in the middle of LA or sitting down somewhere in Wyoming, then I would probably prefer that most celebrities sit their ass on down somewhere. Especially if Kanye is getting some fucking help while he's sitting down. He's not just sitting down over there unmedicated and not giving a fuck about himself or anything else. So,
oh yeah, it looks like they got some cattle.
If you're gonna take care of yourself, then more power to you. It befuddles me because, you know, there's plenty of spaces in California where you can just go out into the wilderness. You know, you go outside of LA and it ain't too long before you hit Trump country. So you can.
That's true, but that's the thing.
I'm just saying, though, I feel like the weather in California is much more beautiful than it is in Wyoming. But if you like that cold shit,
Chicago,
right? So he might like it.
Place on the planet.
Oh, nigga! So like, oh my God!
I'm Chicago, so sorry y'all have to deal with that.
Chicago. I went to Chicago one January, like 2 or 3 years ago. And the wind chill, the app said -12.
Violent.
I said, oh, it was so cold. The wind was coming in through the windows in the hotel. I said, oh no, get me out of this land. Get me out.
Every year if we start complaining about it being cold in New York, and it'd be cold too, it'll be like 15 degrees one night or some dumb shit. We'll be like, oh my God, this doesn't make any sense. And Chicago will be like, yeah, all of y'all can choke. It is -30 over here. I haven't seen sunlight in 2 weeks. Suck my dick.
Right.
Actually.
That time Lake Michigan froze over.
Like what the hell on earth?
That's not weather for niggas. So yeah, maybe he misses. You know, he wants all that cold and chilliness and all that. Either way, you know, take care of yourself. And like you said, like
sir. Going up norther in California and getting property like that also likely would just surround you with a bunch of trumpets, which, I mean, he is one as well, I guess. But This looks like some legit middle of nowhere shit, which honestly sounds like a dream, especially if it costs $14 million. Because I'm sure that nigga has the PlayStation 6. So, you know, I shall cry no tears today.
Well, have fun out there, I guess.
Oh, wow. North is so big now.
Right?
I guess I'll just be in my room.
That nigga is like 8 or 9 years old. It don't make no sense.
Like,
what happened? Like, you were just a little baby.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, everyone. And between this and I believe their show about to be done too, use it like that. I think they have one season left.
Or they're currently airing the last season. Either way, I know they're done filming it. So it'll be a wrap on that very, very soon. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the Hot Tops this week. We're going to take a break and then we will come back with some letters. Hey guys, so listen, some mornings you wake up feeling ready to pull the covers over your head and go back to sleep. Most mornings for me. No judgment, of course, but let's make having the most comfortable sheets the reason why you want to stay in that bed. Because I love a good, comfortable sheet. Love being wrapped all in its comfort. And Brooklinen has you covered when it comes to that. Brooklinen was started by Rich and Vicky, who also tried to find beautiful home essentials that didn't cost an arm and a leg. They work directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without the luxury level markups. They have a variety of sheets, colors, patterns, and materials to fit your needs and tastes. And, you know, you might want to like a little couple because you do wash your sheets and change them, don't you? Brooklyn has over 50,000 5-star reviews and counting. They're so confident you'll love the products. They even have a 365-day money-back guarantee. So make sure that you get them like I do because sheets are important to me and its comfort, as I said. It is 2021. Do something nice for yourself to start the new year off and get your head right. To help you do that, Brooklinen has a special offer. If you go to brooklinen.com and use the promo code THEREAD to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more. Plus, you get free shipping. That is BROOKLINEN.com and enter promo code THEREAD to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more. Plus free shipping. Brooklinen.com and use promo code THEREAD at checkout. Go enjoy, and let's move on.
This episode is also brought to you by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. They cut out the stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about half an hour or less. Eating healthier has never been easier with all the different options HelloFresh has, and no matter what you choose, every single recipe is packed with fresh produce sourced directly from farmers. You also cut down on grocery bills and food waste. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients so you're not overbuying, which is a burden on the planet and on your wallet when you're buying a bunch of stuff that you will not use and will just go bad. You have to throw it away. HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need with customizable orders every week. You can change your delivery days, your food preferences, and you can even skip a week whenever you need to. It is so easy and really helps when I do not have it in me to make it out to the grocery store for HelloFresh to just drop everything off right there on my door so I can still feed myself in a somewhat healthy way and, do my best to take care of myself, even though the world is absolutely burning all around me. So go to HelloFresh.com/10theread and use code 10theread for 10 free meals, including free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/10theread and use code 10theread for 10, that's 10 free meals, including free shipping. Let them know we sent you. All right, let's get back to the show.
We are now back to the show, and it is time for your listener letters.
Yes, send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. We have an update from Drusilla, who wrote in last week because her boyfriend said that she's his favorite person, but he is not her favorite person.
Right.
So Drusilla said, "Thanks for reading. I wish we were 19, but he's in his 30s and I'm in my 40s. He's not into baby talk or anything, but he is really sweet and sensitive, and I am not. This is his first long-term monogamous relationship, so I think he's just needy. He's not higher in my rankings because he's just not there yet, but I've been practicing my lying. I'm still bad. I'm still bad at it, but it looks like he's willing to live the lie for now. At this moment, we are living together due to COVID, so I'm going to lie until lockdown is over. I do actually love him. Plus, I heard the letter y'all read after mine, and my boyfriend is white too, but he don't do that shit. So maybe he's top 25. Now, I tried desperately to remember what letter we read after that one, and I could not recall. But
it's on the front of my mind.
I
just can't remember.
It made Drusilla appreciate her white man and said that maybe he's in her top 25. So all's well that ends well.
What did that white man say to her?
Thanks, Drusilla.
Damn, I wish I could remember.
Somebody's gonna tell us. Oh yeah, and it won't be long. All right. Our first letter this week comes from Darren, who says, "I'm 30 years old and I currently live in New York with my dad, who just turned 64. We live together because he works a part-time job and can't afford to get his own place in New York. I also have a sister who's 39 who lives in Jersey and works as a nurse at a hospital that is at capacity for ICU beds. Since COVID started, my sister has made a few trips to New York and stayed with us, claiming that she missed us and needed some company. However, I've noticed that every time she comes here, she goes out with her friends and comes home late. I understand that my sister's a grown woman and can stay out as late as she wants, but we are in a pandemic, and my biggest concern has been for my dad, who's older and has numerous underlying health issues that would put him in the high-risk category. The last time I tried to have a discussion with my sister about how her actions could put us in harm's way, it didn't go well, and she complained to my father and threatened to never come back again. I had no issue with this, but my dad felt it wasn't right and told me not to say anything else to her or else he wouldn't get to see his daughter. I explained to my dad why her actions are selfish and are putting him at risk, but he still felt that it wasn't worth breaking up the family. My sister is planning on coming to New York again in a few days and is planning to stay here. How can I handle this situation or prevent my sister from coming over for a while without destroying our relationship or disappointing my dad? We don't have much family in this area, so it would be sad to break up the family over this situation. Please help. Thanks, Darren."
Nigga.
That's a rough one.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, why can't you just go to your sister and be like, bruh, you are like, you know that we're in a Panera Bread.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that comes with unprecedented complications and conflicts. The thing about it is, like, there's so many people who have found interesting, unique ways to kind of like still stay connected in some way without being literally connected. I just never think of them. I'm just scrolling through Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and I'll see some new shit via Instagram Reels or TikTok or whatever the fuck these niggas use. And they'll be like, oh, this is a cute option.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Shit sucks. Everything is just dumb right now. And I hear the girls are getting round 2 of that vaccine. So hopefully changes on the horizon. I really don't know. But I don't expect for things to be too different anytime very soon. But yeah, until then, it's like, girl, what the fuck are you supposed to actually do?
Right.
Like, you don't have to be a bitch, but shit just is unfortunate. Like, I don't know.
I mean, this is hard because I feel like you're definitely in the right, but you're in the minority. And so it's them two basically against you. Like,
but
it's hard because neither your father nor your sister is willing to listen to good sense over, you know, your sister's desires. So
I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't understand how an ICU nurse is acting like COVID just ain't no big deal.
Right.
But if your father at all qualifies to get the vaccine now, I would try to sign him up for that. New York City has a website where if you qualify for the vaccine, you can register and sign up for an appointment. Because trust me, I did try until they made you swear under penalty of like prosecution that you qualified. And I was like, okay, fine. I will not, you know, subject myself to jail time for this. But a bitch was trying to get the fucking vaccine. So
they said, bitch, we're not playing with you. Okay.
And I went through all the other steps, uploading my insurance card. I was like, oh, yes, bitch, we getting an appointment. And then they were like, hold real
Walking
tight,
down to
bitch.
the doctor's office like Saint when he got out that truck. They said, nope. Turn
no,
around, Sugar
bitch.
Brown.
So, but your father is older and has these other health risks. So I would see if he at all qualifies for the vaccine, I would sign him up for that. That doesn't protect you, though. And yeah, it's.
I just don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do? Because obviously y'all grown, but it's like at the same time, I don't understand how it's not like, hey, sweetie, so there's a Panasonic, and
it's airborne, bitch.
If you could ever just keep your shit together, since, you know, dad and age and virus and death and, you know, family.
Right.
I don't understand why there's like, I don't know. Because like even myself, I was happy that my parents didn't really make me feel guilty for not going home for the holidays. Because I was afraid that, you know, it was already garbage enough that I didn't get to go. But I was kind of afraid that they were going to like try to talk me into it or make me feel bad or something. And I believe I spoke about it. Like my mom was at first like, why can't you come? Like, but you don't feel sick, do you? And I'm like, Mommy, I know that you were watching the same news I'm watching. So, like,
don't start that.
Why are we even doing this? And they understood, and it sucks for everybody. And, you know, it should be that way, especially if you're talking about like your own fucking family or anybody the fuck that is just, you know, living with you or in a house that you're frequenting or whatever the fuck. Like, it shouldn't be all of that. But yeah, I don't really know what the alternative could be because the girls are doing like, if you have a sliding door, you could put daddy by the door and have sister sit on the other side of the door. Maybe
they doing all kind of stuff.
Play Battleship. Get creative. Go look on Pinterest. I don't know what people are doing. I live with a dog. So it's like, I don't know why. I would just be so frustrated with my sister.
Yeah.
Like my dad too, but I feel like maybe because I feel like our elders can be stubborn. I don't know. Let me shut the fuck up.
Well,
but I feel like I would be really frustrated with my sister, especially if she's a fucking nurse.
Right. It's more like the father just doesn't want to lose contact with his daughter, which is sweet, but like she is still taking them them droplets from wherever she was at, ripping and running through New York City and bringing that shit back to the house. So
like you're super gonna lose contact with your daughter if you die.
Like won't be no daddy to come visit if you infect him with COVID and he dies, girl. But
and like, have you heard about her? She's doing great out there. Like COVID is
putting up bigger numbers than
mutating.
Ever.
Yeah.
She's doing all kinds of brand new tricks and shit. So, I mean, you asked how you can handle it without destroying your relationship with your sister or disappointing your father or breaking up your family. And I just don't think you can put your foot down and guarantee that none of those things will happen.
Right.
If it's a situation where you said your dad works part-time, so I have a feeling that you work full-time and help support your father. That's why y'all live together.
That's what it sounded like.
So if it's your house, then you can definitely lay down some rules and be like, you're simply not coming into my home. But
I'd like to think it's not, though.
So that's what I'm thinking. It's either your house and you can make these rules and don't want to, or it's your dad's house, but you're taking care of him, you know, paying the bills and probably kicking in some extra and all that to support him.
That makes a difference. Now that you bring it up.
It makes a difference on whose house it is. But
hell yeah.
Either way, you're not going to be able to be firm about this without risking one of those three things that you don't want to risk, because you've already tried being reasonable about it and they're not trying to hear that.
Yeah.
So it's just going to really be up to you whether you want to fight about this, you know, if you want to take up this whole argument, because it is guaranteed to be an argument. The two of them are in agreement and you are not. So it's just a shitty position to be in. I'll
just say that I would be a complete pest. Like, I would legit be like blocking my sister's entrance at the front door.
Oh yeah,
like,
spraying bleach in her face.
Like, I'm dead ass serious. I'm incredibly sensitive and I love my family. So I don't even give a fuck if it's another member of my family. Find your ass somewhere to go, bitch. I don't like when it's like, and like, yeah, I'm a freak. So don't listen to me. But I'm just saying, like, I would drive them crazy and like physically prevent my sister or anybody the fuck else from coming into the house with my dad. Like, if you and your fellow 33-year-old want to go to the speakeasy and go back home together or whatever, then like, you know, rock out. But you're coming to our dad who already has like whatever health issues or something. It's like, no, I'm actually going to sit out on the front porch like Friday. And as soon as you hit the driveway, bitch, I'm giving you a U-turn. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah. If it was my house, I would simply tell you that you could not stay. And if our dad was that mad about it, I would tell him to go move in with her in Jersey. But that's pretty extreme and probably not something that you really want to do with your dad. Also, like if Fury said, it's probably not your house. So yeah, I would be super annoying, spraying bleach water all around this bitch and getting them humidifiers with the special filters that clean shit out of the air. And
let me see how much a hazmat suit costs.
I mean, at the bare minimum, telling my father, like, I just need you to, if nothing else, then if she's not willing to like not go out, then she needs to be willing to wear a mask in the house and not breathe all over your daddy and vice versa. Like, she needs to at least be willing.
$30. I'm sorry.
That ain't no real. That's got to be a hazmat Halloween costume. It can't be that real shit.
It's a 2-pack of those like disposable white ones.
What? Okay,
like,
see, disposable. No, that ain't it.
$34.99.
Okay, no, don't buy no hazmat suit. Don't buy that. Do not buy that. But yeah, I think you're gonna have to get comfortable with the idea that if you put your foot down, somebody's gonna be mad at it, because they are. But look at this ridiculous situation they have put you in. What choice do you have?
Right.
This is absurd, nigga. Why do I have to argue with an ICU nurse about COVID?
I would be a freak show about it. Like, I would be such a passive. My sister would just be like, fine, bitch. Oh my God. Like,
oh, yes. Or threaten to tell her job. I'm sure nurses are not allowed to be out here doing reckless shit too. So be like, oh, okay, I got your number, bitch. Keep playing with me. I'm going to call Greater Presbyterian and snitch on your ass. See how they feel about that?
You pull up to work the next day or something and they're all
badge
sitting
don't
in front
work.
of her desk. Like,
you might as well turn around.
We've already collected your
You
things.
might
And
as
outside. Don't ever come back.
But then, again, sister gonna be pissed. So
yeah,
you do what you feel comfortable with, and don't worry about whether it makes them mad, because clearly your sister's not worried about catching COVID and bringing it back to y'all and making y'all mad. So
right, like what?
Yeah, but it's a shit situation to be in. So best of luck to you. Let us know how that shit goes.
I would so buy this. It's like a full gas mask with the shit on the front.
Oh, with all them filters.
Yes. I would do some full out sitcom shit and just be the most annoying person ever until they stop.
Yeah. Okay. Our next letter comes from Daisy, who says, I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We've been together for 8 years and have 2 kids. He's the love of my life, and I can't imagine life without him or keeping anything from him. With that said, his sister dropped a huge bomb on me. All his life, he thought his dad died when he was 5, but it turns out that is not the truth. His dad is actually his brother-in-law.
Holy shit.
His mom met his father when she came to America and had 2 sons by him. This man then married her 16-year-old daughter.
What?
When she told me this, my heart sank into my ass. She begged me not to tell my husband, but girl, why would you tell me? There's a lot of capitalizing right here.
He doesn't know. What?
Yeah, he thinks his dad died when he was 5. In actuality, his dad married his older sister.
What the QAnon is going on? This is so conspiracy theory.
It's been 2 weeks since she told me, and I can't keep holding on to this. Every time I see his dad and his sister, it makes me sick, and they all go about life like it's nothing. I don't want to stir the pot, especially since this has been their truth for years, but how am I supposed to keep this in? Any advice? What would you do? Thanks.
Wait.
Daisy.
His sister told Daisy?
His sister, yes. I'm assuming he has multiple sisters, and this is not the sister who is actually
that. Okay, right.
But
I just
the eldest sister, who clearly has a different father than he does, was preyed upon by this man who had children with her mother, and by some set of circumstances, they ended up getting married. That is so disgusting by itself to me that I'm having a hard time, like, accepting this aspect of the story. But yeah, I think, first of all, Daisy, your sister-in-law would not have told you this if she didn't want you to tell your husband.
Right.
Like, she's asking you not to tell him, but why the fuck else would you tell his wife some shit like that? She wants her brother to know, but she does not want to be the one to tell him. So she told the one person who she knew would eat that bitch up inside about it. So put you in that position. You going to bed right next to the nigga every single night. So if I was you, first and foremost, I'm cussing my sister-in-law out. Like, bitch, you could have you could have sat both of us down and told us this shit together. How dare you? Like,
and that would have been tacky too, bitch, because that's not my business.
True.
Like, you could have came back and told me later.
True.
But for you to come and tell me solo and then be like, don't tell your fucking husband that his daddy and his goddamn daddy. Bitch, you know I'm gonna tell him. Are you out of your fucking mind, girl? You go tell her. Yeah. First things first. I'll pull a classic you and say, bitch, if you do not go and tell this nigga, I'm going to. You got 48 hours. Like,
it works for so many situations.
It really does.
You have just 10 minutes to text my husband and say, we need to talk, because I'm absolutely going to tell him, sister-in-law, you knew that when you told me. So I'm gonna tell him you told me. And this is too much. This is actually, like, I don't even know that. I would probably say you have, X amount of time to tell him, or else I'm gonna tell him that there's a family secret that he needs to talk to his family about. I don't even know. I don't think I would even give him all the details because then that takes them off the hook. Like,
that is it.
Y'all need to handle this. Mm-hmm. This is y'all's messed upness. This is y'all's fucked up, toxic, whatever, however you want to describe it. This is y'all's absolutely unhealthy relationship. And this is something y'all need to talk about as a family because this is not even my shit. Okay, I'm married into this shit. So I'm not going to be the one to take that upon me. I'm going to be like, y'all figure it out, sister, because he's going to find out one way or the other.
Right. And how much worse would it be to find out much later and be like, not only did my sisters know, but my fucking wife also knew and didn't say anything to me. Like, to put that in your lap and leave it there and just be like, have fun, sis. Don't tell anybody. Peace. It's so like insane. It just doesn't make any sense. Like Crystal said, she has to expect that you will tell him, and then that takes them off of the hook. And I wouldn't let it go that way either. I would absolutely involve every the fuck body. When I tell you the next time we're all together or all on the same line, I'm casually bringing up that family secret that Tasha mentioned to me at New Year's, and let the fucking chopper sing, bitch. Girl, you got me fucked up. I'm not finna be sitting next to this nigga every goddamn night, knowing his fucking business and watching him go to sleep all happy or whatever the fuck, or even worse, miserable.
Right.
And like, on top of that, here's this fucking drama. What like his dad, my God.
It's not, I can't even think of the words for how fucked up and nasty that man is. That is just...
And just leaving it there to be a secret.
Right. Like, so maybe next time y'all are together, you could be like, everybody, if you've never...
Bitch, fuck you.
If you've never lied and told your children that their father died, but really he married their older sister, then raise your hand. And then you just get up and walk away. And let them
just be like, hey, y'all, let's play Never Have I Ever. All right, me first.
Oh, yes. That's a way to, bring some lightness to a very fucked up situation. Because, again, there's a lot wrong here. And the fact that this man preyed on a 16-year-old girl, abandoned his own children, and then everybody, including his mama, is playing along with this whole daddy died and this is just your brother-in-law. Oh, no. It's too much.
Right. Like, who else doesn't know?
It's too much. It's too much. Everybody needs therapy. Everybody needs a qualified mental health professional. But if I were you, I would not be taking on that responsibility all by myself. Like, fuck you for telling me. Because I'm going to tell him one way or the other. He going to find out. So.
And y'all better not call Iyanla, because let me tell you.
Please don't. Iyanla do not heal. I'm sorry. That's not. Iyanla do not heal. Me, and if your deficit is laughter. Then she will do that, but Iyanla is not. What Iyanla does is for entertainment purposes, and that's just very important to remember. So, much like this show, so
not a therapist,
not a therapist. So, take every piece of advice we have with a grain of salt. But that's just too much dysfunction. That's too much for any one person to be expected to handle. So I would give that right on back to his sister-in-law and then give it to God and see myself out until my husband is ready to talk about it with me.
Like, girl, why would you bring that over here to me and be like, don't tell your husband? That's crazy.
Bitch, I don't even know you like that. Don't tell my husband.
Like, if you said like, oh, I dented his car, don't tell him, I would still snitch, girl. I'm married to him. Like, why the fuck would you bring me some scandal and tell me for whatever asinine reason when you could have kept it to your fucking self and then be like, don't share it, bitch, on the G code. Get out of my house.
No. Like, things you don't share is like date and time of surprise parties or Christmas gifts. Those are nice, fun things that we keep as secrets until our loved ones find out. Your father is actually alive and married to your sister. That is some Maury shit. And I'm sorry. I'm just not going to be tasked with holding that in. I'm not. Especially not with the person. I mean, and you going to tell me to keep a secret about his life? It's not even a secret about somebody else.
Right.
Oh no, your sister-in-law got you fucked up, girl. I'm sorry.
Right. I would commence to dragging her ass. I'm sorry. Like, I would be livid. Not because it's like, oh, okay, now here's this thing that's going to like possibly shatter my husband emotionally, but also you had the actual audacity to come and just drop that off at my doorstep and be like, have fun with that bitch as I glide the fuck off into the sunset.
No.
You getting dragged and whoever else on that side getting dragged too. Where's the daddy at? So we can go and find and drag him as well for being weird and disgusting and irresponsible and horrible.
Right. I feel like mentally I'm stuck on how do you have children by a woman and then marry that woman's eldest child?
Didn't Woody Allen do that?
And then I think that's even worse, actually. I think Woody Allen married his adopted daughter, like his adopted daughter.
Oh, wow.
Like, I think they adopted that girl together. I think, don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's actually somehow marginally nastier. But this is just... Woo! Again, that's a lot of fucking shit that you should not have to to carry on your shoulders by yourself. So, good luck with having to talk with your sister-in-law about it. But girl, this is not your burden to carry. So don't pick it up.
Sure ain't.
Do
they
not pick it up. A lot. Yikes.
I would have blew my wig off if he told me. Like,
okay.
But you the one telling me secret about my husband's fucking life and then say, keep it to yourself? You've lost your damn mind.
Plus, you obviously don't know me very well if you think I'm not going to cuss out this nasty ass man the very next chance I get. You
Hello.
think I'm not going to raise hell?
Have you met me, dear?
Oh, no. Oh, girl. Good luck talking to your sister-in-law about it. Please let us know how that shit goes. Everybody, stay safe. Our last letter comes from Frank, who says, one night my boyfriend and I were watching TV when he couldn't locate the Fire Stick remote. I told him to download the app and use that instead, but he's not tech savvy, so he asked me to download it for him and handed me his unlocked phone.
Oh, hell. Why would he do that?
I downloaded the app, and while it was downloading, I decided to take a stroll through his phone. I found Jack downloaded onto his phone and saw that he received multiple messages from multiple people, but all his responses to them had been deleted. I gave him back his phone and showed him how to use the remote app, then waited 5 minutes before asking, why is Jack on your phone? He denied it. Why
did you wait 5 minutes?
I don't know. Probably trying to temper that anger. He denied it, which burned me up. And I told him, give me your phone and I will show you where the app is at. He handed it to me and I opened the app and showed him the messages.
Handed it to you?
Like, how you going to tell me you don't have Jack on your phone? And then when I say, give me...
We both know you did. So it's like...
I showed him the app and the messages and asked him again how Jack got on his phone. And he told me the robots downloaded it.
Oh, girl alive today. Bitch, no, you
I
did
said,
not.
what? He told me he was watching porn and a pop-up came up that downloaded Jack onto his phone.
She's trying.
I said, so the robot also messaged all those people and created a profile with your picture and your information on it? And he said yes. After that, it was a good 5 minutes of chaos, mostly on my part. And I kicked him out.
He insulted the fuck out of your intelligence. Wow. That reminds me of It's a Compilation.
Oh, yes. Nigga.
Like, nigga, what? Are you in...
2 days later, he texted me confessing that he was the one who downloaded the app and messaged those people himself. Surprise, surprise. I don't want his Optimus Prime ass back, but he left some of his shoes, clothes, and his gaming station at my house. Have you
ever seen a Notorious Biggie video? Think of who cares? Throw that shit out.
When we've argued in the past, he has left some things to have an excuse to come over again later. So I'm thinking that's what he did when we had this fight the other day. If you were in my situation, what would you do with his things? It's a matter of time until he asks me for them. Thanks. Love the show, Frank.
Do y'all not have like a mutual friend or someone with a home that both of y'all know that you can drop off?
Ooh, what a good idea.
Pick it up from them.
What a
Or
good
you can leave it
idea.
at, like, if you don't mind spending a coin, I guess you could leave it. There are places like storage places or stuff that you can leave it that he could probably go pick it up from. I don't know. But I guarantee that one of y'all has a cousin, a mutual friend, someone whose address both of you have or can obtain. And you can pack up all of his stuff and leave it over there and let him know that when he wants it, he can go and pick it up from that person. If not, I would likely, whenever it's asked for, I would probably just ask him for whatever address he's staying at and mail it to him.
Oh, yeah. If you want to take on the cost of doing that.
Right.
I was thinking this man loves lying so much, so I would just be like, you didn't leave nothing over here.
You know that nigga does. The same way that nigga knew Jack.
Same way a robot downloaded Jack
Right.
onto his phone and created a profile and started messaging people.
Because he's right. He probably did leave shit over there so that he would have an excuse to come back. Niggas do that literally all of the fucking time. Women do it as well.
Right.
So he's probably more than certain that he has stuff that's left over there. So if you leave it somewhere else for him to get, then there's no get you, got you, ain't no playing games. And bitch, I don't have to see you. Because however much it might cost to package it up and mail it to him or whatever might be worth not having to see him in person again.
Yeah.
Because that could then lead to, you know, an attempt to reconcile a conversation that you don't want to have and shouldn't have to have, an altercation of some other kind or intensity. It's just like, nah, it's cool. Like, Kiara has your shit. You can go pick up your fucking iPod or whatever the fuck from her house.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is you need to be sure about whether you actually done with this nigga before you make up your mind on what you're gonna do. So, like, don't make some big production out of, like, giving him his things back and being done and all this if the nigga gonna text you in 2 weeks and you gonna be like, what you doing? Like, if you're not ready to end the relationship, then don't go through the whole show of giving him all his things back and letting that be that. So you need to have a nice, long, honest conversation with yourself about whether this deception was bad enough for you to really end things. And if I were you, I would be pissed, not just at the lie, but at the absolute dumbassitude of the lie. Like, how you gonna play me? Like, I'm really gonna believe that a porn pop-up downloaded an app onto your phone and created a profile and engaged with others.
Input statistics, information, and photographs on your profile for you, hun, and you had no idea whatsoever. Wow, that's how bad you think I am.
Yeah.
That is how little you think of me and my intellect. Excuse me. Remove you and your things from my home. Don't ever come back. And that's it.
Yeah, but the mutual friend idea is a really good one. If you can just drop everything off with that person and block his number and be done with it, then I would absolutely suggest that. That way you don't have to worry about him trying to get back into your pants or your bed. No matter what, though, do not let that nigga come over to the house to pick up his things.
You may not.
Do not do
it's
that.
It's called boundaries, and you're not crossing them.
Nope. And if he insists on coming over to get his things, that means he don't want them that bad. That means he wants to come in the house and talk to you and hopefully get in your face and do some woo-woo, you know, coochie. I don't know what type of ways that niggas try to, you know, woo one another back. But that's more about having the opportunity to get in front of your face, to lie to you.
Absolutely.
And get you back as opposed to getting his things back. A nigga who wants his things back will be like, what time you dropping them off at Keisha's house? Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Thank you. Like,
or, you know, worst case, like if you can't do that at Keisha's house, I'll ask Keisha to come over to my house. I'll have all the things packed up. And when that nigga comes over, she can give it to him.
Right.
And I can stay in my room or wherever the fuck and have no interaction with him whatsoever. Or go down to the corner store to go get some Dutches or whatever the fuck. Like, I would just, like, if you can't literally do it somewhere else, be like, oh yeah, sure, come over and get it. And then when that nigga pulls up, it's my best friend or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
Here's your shit. Goodbye.
And that's
there
that.
You go.
Like, we have nothing else to talk about.
There's so many ways that he can get his things back without coming into contact with you. And that's just the most important part of it. However the fuck he gets his shit back is irrelevant.
Yeah.
But it should just not be with you present because he's going to try and play games.
Right.
And for that nigga to make up such a horrendous lie, like just likely one of the worst I've ever heard. I just, like, I wouldn't even entertain a conversation with him.
Bad.
Like, you thought I was that stupid?
My nigga, really?
You know I have a phone. like, I know how like apps and stuff work.
Right. Like I've been using a phone all my life. I don't know why you thought I didn't know what this.
Bitch, I don't want to talk to you about nothing.
Yeah, but be
sure. Come and get your Air Force Ones from Keisha.
Be sure that you really don't want to talk to him about nothing. If you know good and damn well that, when the beds start getting cold, you gonna want that nigga back, then just be honest with yourself about that. Just be honest with yourself about it. Don't play yourself by doing a whole lot and then taking the nigga right back and feeling stupid.
Right.
So make up your mind first and then move.
You do that shit and have this nigga come back. It's going to be another day where you get on your nerves again. You kick him out and you see those pair of same Air Forces that you gave to Keisha to give him back. And now they're here on your house again. And you're going to be looking like, the Kavya James meme where she's just sitting with her hands together looking into his face. I love that baby. Anyways, yeah, I agree.
Right. I mean, and would you ever be able to trust that nigga again? Really?
Right.
Really trust him though? Would you ever?
It's like the basic form of fuck nigga boyfriend, like scandal or cheating or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then like, rather than just being like, I don't know, whatever lie they would typically come. Oh, I was just talking to them or trying to make friends.
I was just looking for weed.
Yeah, that's another great one. Like any one of the other common lies when niggas get caught with a data gap on their phone. This nigga said bots did it. Get out of my house.
Bots created a profile.
Wow.
And he said
you couldn't even respect me enough to come up with a half decent lie? Robots, nigga? Russia put jacked on your phone, bro? Excuse me. Okay.
Yes.
Had no idea that Putin was so interested in that.
He actually disrespected the fuck out of you, but make up your mind on what you're gonna do, and best of luck with the entire situation. If you have a question for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We're gonna take a very quick break and then we'll be right back.
Hey guys, this week's show is coming to you from ZipRecruiter. Finding great candidates to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Incredibly complicated, and if there's anything that we need to not be complicated right now, it's helping people get hired, helping people find jobs. You can post your job to many different boards, but all you can do is hope that the right person comes along in the right way, in the right time, finds it, and all of that other stuff. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/theread, because they do the work for you. When you post a job on ZipRecruiter, it gets sent out to over 100 top job sites, all with one click, and then they use their matching technology to find the people with the right skills and experience for your job, and actively invites them to apply. So you can get qualified candidates for your job incredibly fast. In fact, ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. Okay, we need to hop to it. So right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/theread. That's ZipRecruiter.com/THEREAD. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/theread. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. Go and give someone a job and get blessed. Let's move on.
This episode is also brought to you by Skillshare. No matter what 2021 brings, and it's already off to a very wild start, you can spend it creating something meaningful with Skillshare's online classes, because time is what we make of it. With Skillshare, you can find inspiration in the moment and learn how to express your creativity. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. So bring color, beauty, and fun to your year, add vivid details, and craft complex wonders with Skillshare, which is also incredibly affordable, especially when you compare it to pricey in-person classes and workshops. An annual subscription works out to be less than $10 a month, and I have been completely blown away with everything offered on Skillshare. If you have been looking for different ways to explore your creativity and start getting involved in outlets that are much healthier for you, like creative writing, film and video, fine art, if you want to learn graphic design, photography, music, Skillshare has got it, whatever you're looking to learn. So explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/theread and get a free trial of premium membership. That's Skillshare.com/theread. Let them know Kip here and Crystal sent you. All right, let's wrap up the show.
Okay, so we're back to finish things up now with the read, and I will just go ahead and get this one out of the way for myself. as you all know, the characters from Married with Children had a convention at the Capitol. Was it Wednesday?
It was.
Okay. And so, yeah, I saw so many of y'all saying, oh, wow, can't wait to hear what they have to say about such and such and the third and the fourth. I don't really feel like I have much to say, honestly. I am not shocked. In fact, we had been talking about this very thing. I knew that as Trump supporters got closer and closer to being forced into reality, that reality being that man is no longer going to be the president very soon, that things were just going to get very drunk and methy. And that's exactly what happened. So, but I'm not here, I don't want to read those specific greasy inbred hicks. This week, this read is going to someone who should have had nothing to do with this in terms of backlash. Someone who could have simply shut the fuck up, as many people who get written on this show could have. This week, I would like to address Keri Hilson.
I knew it.
Because she decided.
I knew it.
She decided, for whatever reason, to use her Instagram platform as a place, as a meeting,
please,
to cave for Donald Trump after he got banned from Twitter. So the girls' Twitter, Instagram, I think Facebook as well, said, kiss our ass, like, you like officially have to go. And honestly, the fact that it took them this long to me is also an eye roll and a shrug, but that's separate. So the page is barren. It says account suspended. You know, there's no one over there. So Mama decided to take a screenshot of this man's suspended Twitter page and use this as her iOS press release caption situation. It says, "This may be funny." It is. But it is a little dangerous too. Take Trump out of it for a moment. See, this is where I'm already lost, because the specificity here is just so integral to like everything that is a result of, or everything you're literally talking about. So taking Trump out of it for a moment kind of doesn't work so much. But if it weren't Trump, if it were anyone else inciting, you know, violence and murder and treason and things of that nature, insurrection, yeah, I feel like sentiments would likely be the same. I'll continue. She says, a democracy must include freedom of speech. Imagine other leaders or popular figures not being able to voice their opinion if it opposes the majority of world leaders. Our freedom of speech being taken from us, slowly but surely censorship. If the leader of the free world can be removed, imagine that same right of civilians. Imagine believing every time you read false information detected and propaganda, deceptive reports, and flat out lies being the only thing we see. So in terms of like grammar and like structure of sentences, it got really shaky there at the end. So if you don't, I just read what was in front of me. But the thing that really frustrates me about this, right? And there are a couple of things, but the thing that like, should I start with the thing that really frustrates me, or should I like lead up to it?
Yeah, build it up.
Okay. First of all, let's get into the text, shall we? You saying, imagine other leaders or popular figures not being able to voice their opinion if it opposes the majority of world leaders. See, you're wrong, Mary, because they didn't ban him for expressing his opinions, you fucking titmouse. They banned him. They banned him for using his tweets to encourage all of those ridiculous, swiney lunatics to literally storm federal property and attack people. And that situation left 5 people dead. Keri, what the fuck are you talking about? It wasn't this nigga just going on there and being like, the girls don't like me. Oh my gosh. He literally requested for motherfuckers to go and do exactly what the fuck they did, which killed people, terrorized, like he caused mass hysteria, literal death and violence. It's not just a freedom of speech or an opinion thing anymore. what are you smoking and why do you smoke it? And then go to these weird ass, change your YouTube playlists. Cause whatever like rabbit hole you fall into, cause you gotta remember, Keri was also the one who was like, y'all really gonna act like these 5G towers didn't cause the coronavirus?
Yep, she did.
Ma'am.
She was.
Ma'am.
Yep.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's right.
These motherfuckers were out there stealing things out of people's offices. Motherfuckers were walking around with zip ties, literally screaming out, calling out the names of politicians that they likely wanted to abduct and probably kill. At this point, hun, it's not about freedom of speech. Furthermore, it's Twitter. Helen, it's not the fucking Supreme Court. That nigga can literally go have a press conference right now if he wants to, I believe.
Yes,
so it's no one is stopping him from expressing, you know, his freedom or exercising his freedom of fucking speech. That man ain't got nothing to fucking say right now, bitch, because what is there to say? He literally led a whole bunch of psychos down to the Capitol to break shit, bust shit up, manhunt for motherfuckers, and actually cause people to get killed, including some of those same supporters themselves. What the fuck are you talking about, Keri Hilson? But the thing that really burns me up, a part that really annoys me about all of this, all you had to do is put an album out. That's all you had to do. That's all you had. That's the only thing that people were maybe hoping for you. The few people left who even gave a fuck. I have no problem admitting, as I have on this show before, that I used to stan Keri Hilson. I still think that she's a great songwriter. She had great production and stuff. And the whole thing that took her career into hell when her making this fucking baseless diss record to Beyonce at the behest of
Polo
that
the Don.
other Trump supporting freak show. Yes, Polo the Don, who's also a Trump supporter, mind you. Like, after her fucking career went into the toilet for that, like, most of the people who dragged you over for that, most of the people who didn't want to hear anything from you out for that, like, are in our mid-30s at this point and no longer give a fuck. And you have been, thankfully, mostly quiet over the years and maybe binge watching things and getting back together with that nigga who plays sports and, you know, whatever the fuck else. All you had to do was continue being the fuck quiet and put an album out. But here we are. Here we are. Hun, stay away from these weird conspiracy ass pages on Facebook or YouTube or Reddit or whatever, because they got you out here looking and sounding the fuck crazy. Did you even almost read the news? Did you click up anything? Because this whole thing from you, again, it becomes difficult to read at the end. I'm assuming maybe that's also the blunt, but it's feeling very like, fake newsy. It's feeling very MAGA.
It is.
It absolutely feels like you are pissed and don't accept the Biden presidency. And I'd like for you to keep that to yourself. And at this point, also, I don't need no fucking album. Because I've tried. I really did. If a bitch like me could be like, oh, I'd love a Keri Hilson album in the 2021 or however the fuck long we've been expecting this album. And she's also come out here and there like, yeah, girl, in the studio. That's what you said in 2013, sis. We'll meet you there. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. But now I super don't want to hear it anymore. Because what? Freedom of speech?
No, ma'am.
Like, have you been here for 4 years?
Do you know what the Constitution says about freedom of speech? Do you understand? Do you know what the First Amendment actually says? Because it has fuck all to do with Twitter, girl. Freedom of speech is about the government restricting its people from being able to say the things they want to say about government policy and that sort of thing. It does not free
not
you
a random
from
white
consequences
man
of your
Jack's
speech.
website.
Right. And it means that any private company can absolutely create guidelines around who can be a part of their service, and they have the right to refuse access to that service to anybody they want to, because Twitter is not a government entity, and neither is Instagram or Facebook or any of the rest of them. And a lot of that is because Republicans have fought tooth and nail for private businesses to be able to stay private and do the things that they want to do. Remember that I've seen this example going around all over the place, but that whole Supreme Court case where the gays sued the bakery for their wedding cake, and they were like, yeah, well, private business can decline service to gays, so kiss our ass. That's the laws, and that's the way we do it. But now all of a sudden that Trump has been denied a place to literally incite riots.
Yeah.
Keri Hilson, dumbass, want to pipe up talking about a democracy must include freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is not at risk here.
It isn't.
It's not. I don't know who told you that. I don't know why in all of your 38 years of life you have never once read up on this thing that you felt so bold to talk about.
It's just, it doesn't work.
I don't get that. Donald Trump is not being censored. Once again, he is still the president of the United States. If he wants to call a press conference, he can absolutely do it. And all of the major news outlets will be there to report on it because he is the goddamn president.
As I said, though, what the fuck is there for him to say besides to do to continue deflecting and
he needs to stop talking.
Like, all he would do is just incite more fucking violence, sis. People died, and it would have been far worse if there were just a sprinkling of nig out on that fucking front.
Don't get me started.
They walked the bitches downstairs, took selfies, possibly gave the girls gift cards. Everybody was having a blast, hun. So why, Keri? That man would never belch in your direction if you were dying, sis. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know who you voted for, and that's what I'm going to say about that. I can't believe this. All you had to do was drop an album. The girls have matured some. Motherfuckers have their own bills and shit like that. Our knees ain't working as much. Our jaws crack when we eat fruit, apples and shit like that. We just don't give a fuck about whatever the fuck you said about Beyonce way back in 2010 or whatever no more, girl. All you had to do was be the fuck quiet. But you chose this. You chose MAGA. Wow. I hope it was worth it, sis. I really hope it was. Because you just
if the leader of the free world can be removed, imagine that same right of civilians. So first of all, those two sentences don't make sense. And they also should not be two separate sentences because they do not express two completely independent thoughts. But furthermore, regular ass people get kicked off of social media every goddamn day, and for doing a lot less than what Trump did. A lot. Ask Boosie about what Mark Zuckerberg did to his Instagram.
Thanks. Regular
people get kicked off of Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and well, not Pinterest. Only Trump has been banned from Pinterest. But regular ass people get banned from platforms all the time for violating the terms of service. They can do that.
Yes, they're allowed. And we all knew that.
Really don't understand. You could have just been silent. Nobody was looking to Keri Hilson for clarity or, understanding during this very tumultuous time. And for you to come out caping for the president and then to be like, y'all clearly don't read because I said take Trump out of it. The entire thing is about Trump.
That's it.
The whole story is about Trump. If you take Trump out of it, there is nothing to comment on because then you're saying, wow, so companies can really ban people who violate their rules. Yes, dumb bitch. That's always been the case. Now what?
They've done it.
What do you mean take Trump out of it? God damn. Just write. Just write music and shut the fuck up.
As much as Boosie makes my ass itch, that nigga was trying to see pussy, And I don't see that killing anyone except maybe Ross Matthews or someone. But this motherfucker actually caused an intense attack, a terroristic attack on federal property that led to people losing their fucking lives and including also a tragedy. Elizabeth from New Jersey got maced. Where have you been, Keri? What the fuck is your problem? You could have said nothing. You could have shut the fuck up and you could have said nothing. This whole story is the definition of boo. Boo hiss. The end. I'm I cannot believe of all of the shit that you could have come out of nowhere the fuck to talk about in this brand new year. You chose a Donald Trump cape. Wow.
I don't understand it, sister. I don't. That's how you chose to start 2021? With that dumb shit?
Good luck in all of your endeavors and the things.
All right.
I have nothing for her. You just confirmed it, girl. Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck, hon. I'm finished.
So all I have to say is that there was a small part of me that really believed that white people would not stand for a bunch of fucking insurgents storming the U.S. Capitol. I really did think that, and that's my bad. I really did think that whiteness would not protect them from doing something that fucking egregious and putting Republicans and Democrats' lives at risk. Like, they went in that bitch talking about hang Mike Pence. They had the fucking gallows. They was ready to do it.
Yeah.
And if not for a black security officer, probably would have been a lot more deaths that day, or God only knows what would have happened with the different U.S. lawmakers. So,
right.
I was watching the TV that day and honestly laughing hysterically. It was all extremely funny to me.
Like, I thought I was going to hell.
Nigga, when I tell you I was at home in the living room smoking weed and crying laughing.
Like,
I said, look at these motherfuckers.
Did you see the Breath of the Wild meme when Mama fell off of that wall?
And the energy circle ran out.
I said accurate.
I saved that shit so fast.
It was insane. Insane.
Niggas mixed old girl with the onion mace into the Animaniacs theme song.
Oh.
They added the Super Mario music to them hoes following. They push me down and mace me.
They push me out and mace me. And they said homegirl actually didn't get maced. She was rubbing onions in her face and acting like she did.
And I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
They also said somebody tasered his balls over and over and died from that. And I don't know if that's true, but I laughed. They said that one bitch was carrying a flag that had the "Don't Tramp on Me" sign with the snake and got trampled to death. That's also funny. But I'm going to laugh because that's funny. And frankly, it's what you deserve. But I had to turn the TV off when I saw law enforcement very gently clearing these white people out of the Capitol. And when I saw them actually holding these old white bitches' hands and walking them down the steps, I thought I was going to. It literally stopped being funny. They weren't even that old, to be honest. I mean, white women look old as soon as they turn like 42. So for all I know, she was 43, she was 98. I don't know. But
she probably was 98.
But it immediately became unfunny because honestly, I was waiting for the news to be like, oh, we have to cut the feed because the National Guard came in and they just started blowing niggas' heads off. Like, I truly expected that to happen. And when I realized that the complexion for the protection extends so far that you can arm yourself.
Yeah.
With military grade weapons and zip ties and all other manners of bullshit and storm the U.S. Capitol, I just got even more disgusted with this fucking country.
Literally attacking police.
It was like, I'm not surprised to see this because of course I know this is America, but I saw a tweet that said, we don't want you to shoot them like you would us. We're asking you to not shoot us like you don't shoot them. And I thought,
never disagreed more in my life.
What a nice sentiment. There's like over 1 million likes on that tweet. But no, I wanted bodies on bodies. I wanted dead fucking racist white people all over the goddamn Capitol. I wanted niggas to let the chopper spray. I did. I wanted it because that is exactly what would have happened to us and would have happened to anybody. Honestly, you have to be white to get away with some shit like that. They not letting nobody else get away with no shit like that.
Literally no one. Literally no one.
They carried this nigga's flag. They hung it on the Capitol as if to say that this is literally the land of Donald Trump. They broke windows. One dumb bitch was told over and over again to keep her ass out the window, didn't do it, caught a bullet to the goddamn neck, and now her family is over here crying about how she's a veteran and served for 14 years and all that shit. Really? All that and was still dumb enough to think she could storm the Capitol and not get fucking shot? But then again, most of them didn't get shot. And that whole Blue Lives Matter bullshit and Back the Blue and having all them fucking racist flags and shit, they brought all that shit up there. And at the same time was disrespecting these black cops to their fucking faces, calling them niggers, spitting on them and whatever else. And then killed a white cop, bashed his fucking head in with a fire extinguisher.
Fun times in America.
Now, for half a second, I was mildly worried about that man, but turns out he was a Trump supporter, so I didn't care that his ass died either.
Of course.
Altogether, I think 5 people died.
Yeah.
Once again, if it was us, it would have been 5 survived.
Yeah.
And everybody else, it's just blood.
They'd still be picking boxes.
It would be blood. They'd still be washing blood off the steps of the Capitol right goddamn now. So no, I did want them to experience what we would experience. And I would have thought before last Wednesday that even white insurgents would have been treated in that manner. I did. I mean, and when I told friends, she just looked at me like, you poor, sweet summer child. Because how did you ever think something that stupid? Like, how are you ever that naive?
The only thing that kind of gooped me was the selfie. Like, the selfie took me out. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, nothing really shocked me. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that they're being this welcoming. Like, they honestly should have been passing out champagne, sparkling wine upon entry. They should have been giving the girls aloe vera towels for their hands. They were so inviting.
Yeah.
But the selfie was the one for me where I was like, white people can literally do whatever they want.
One of them put on a Trump hat and started directing niggas. One of the Capitol Police. I think only 2 Capitol Police got fired for their actions that day. It was clearly an inside job. First of all, they opened the gates and let them niggas in. You could see there's a security video of one of the congressmen opening the door and kind of letting it stay open and letting these crazy ass niggas in Trump gear run in behind him. It was clearly an inside job. They were locating hidden offices and going to different passageways and shit that they shouldn't have known nothing about. And yet and still, they were not only cleared out, just very nicely and sweetly. I think only 50 some odd of them got arrested right there on the spot. The rest of them were allowed to take their asses home. And then here come the FBI.
Was in the airports crying, talking about, this is what they do to us. They don't fly this.
They called me a terrorist. Well, bitch, have you Googled terrorist?
I just wanted to go back home to Chuckalisa. I haven't been to the pink yet.
Got fucking the FBI moron. Talking about if you have any information on these people's identity, fuck you mean? Why did y'all let them leave? Why were any of them allowed to leave the Capitol that night?
Most of them weren't even wearing masks, bitch. They you could literally see
smiling
each
and
every Karen.
Pictures.
All of them.
Went in Nancy Pelosi's office and posed for pictures, stole a piece of her mail, and then walked outside with it, which has got to be some other federal crime.
A legit felony. Has to be.
If not for one of Nancy Pelosi's aides having the quick thinking to grab those electoral college ballots, I am certain we would have seen those burned live on Facebook Live.
You know it.
Them niggas would have gone, as soon as they realized what they had in front of them, they would have torched that shit right there on Parler. For everybody to see. It would have been a whole contested election thing. Had this gone differently, and it very easily could have gone differently, we would be hearing Donald Trump talk about how he's the rightful winner of the election and this proves it and blah, whatever kind of bullshit.
He won by a landslide.
Trying to strong arm his way back into the Oval Office. It's just really, it's beyond disgusting. And then for the same niggas who almost died to be the ones refusing to take his ass out of office. Mike Pence over here still trying to talk sense into this nigga. You understand, it would have been your ass hanging and burning on the fucking Capitol. Right there outside the Capitol, girl. You get that?
Mike Pence is that whole fly meme for nothing. I'm tired. I don't do this shit no more. Get the fuck out. I'm going home too.
I'm so over it.
And leave it the fuck alone. Yeah, I mean, none of this gagged me. It's gonna get worse because, as I said, the reality is sinking in for a lot of these fucking nut jobs, and they have to just contend with the fact that their precious, greasy pig mutant is no longer the president of the fucking United States of America. And you can sure as fuck expect that he will run again, or Ivanka will run, or he'll start his media company where he can have real news as opposed to all of other kinds of news, which is all fake. And so the it
is going to get worse.
Influence of Donald Trump is going literally nowhere. And as I said to Pretty Girl Rock, the bitch could literally still go and make a TikTok right now. If she were like, no one is stopping mama from coming out to say anything. The bitch just ain't got nothing to say because you already know. And that's like, bitch, you had 4 years. You really like, is the fact that this bitch, like, it's ego. It's not being a 2-term president. You had 4 years that you shouldn't have had in the first place, bitch. You were playing. You were joking until you realize that you're so hateful, so ignorant, and such a bigot that it just rings true for many other Americans who are just like you, except poor. And you're like, Mom, I'm actually onto something. Couldn't you just take the 4 years of destruction and mayhem and confusion and just ride into the sunset with that shit, bitch? Like, couldn't you like, we're doing all of this and death and rioting and no teeth, not one tooth on the premises. Nobody there had a tooth. So I'm just...
It was like, it was just all of the worst things about America right there on the global nightly news. Every other country clowned the absolute fuck out of us this next day, as they should have.
They sure do. I'm not married.
And yeah, I'm also like the Ku Klux Klan. That was cute, girl.
Very funny.
That was a very cute
from Twitter.
Oh well.
I did see that.
Whoever came up with it, very, very adorable. And yeah, I don't know. I was completely disgusted with the whole thing. I'm still disgusted with Republicans acting like this wasn't bad enough to remove him from office. Like, under what circumstances do you remove a president from office then?
Oh, there's only a couple more days left. Oh, bitch, he didn't even acknowledge the fucking inauguration or any of that shit until like 2 days ago. He's still there for like, what are y'all fucking talking about? Get this bitch out of here. What more does it take? Even if it is the bitch, the fucking shit could be tomorrow. That don't mean that we can't get her out of here right now. We want her gone at the moment. Y'all hoes play too goddamn much. You already are like talking over this whole situation like, oh, when that big a deal, it was only 5 people dead or whatever. It's literally one of those insane things I've ever seen, like, in American government in my lifetime. And we're just like, let's just ban him from Twitter and he's probably learned his lesson. And all of you fucking freak shows talking about this isn't the America that I know. Bitch, it's the America we've been telling you it is for hundreds of years. You fucking dumbass. Like,
how is it not?
Are you kidding me?
How is it not?
Joe Biden herself gonna talk about America is better than this. No, it's not, Joseph. It really isn't.
It isn't.
It's never been, hun. Mm-mm. Stop that. Stop perpetuating this idea that America is just above this. This is what America always has been. Mm-hmm. Always has been. And as much as y'all have tried to pretend that it's the land of the free and, the blacks can drink from that water fountain if they so choose, and, peace and harmony. We all know how the system has continued to be set up against us. So it's like, what the fuck are we even doing? That's why I said on Twitter, like, y'all gonna continue acting like you don't see the fact that we live in 2 different Americas, and I'm gonna just start hitting y'all. Like, I think that I'm just gonna start smacking you, because there's no way at this point, after that shit, that you can act like, there's no difference and BLM is just a bunch of terrorists and Antifa warriors and whatever the fuck. Like, you can't keep acting like that, because they practically made out with those white people. Like, it was...
Mm-hmm. Deliberately had less police staff there that day. Why would you reduce the amount of police staff on a day that crazy ass motherfuckers with guns plan to be in Washington, D.C.? Why would you do that?
Black people hold hands and stand across the street, and it looks like the fucking 3rd act of Independence Day. They call in all of the fucking military, all of the new weapons they ain't even tried yet, and heat-seeking rockets or whatever, ready to blow niggas out of their fucking air forces.
Right.
But white people could come in and kick them motherfuckers in the face, and they will say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" It's insane. It's insane. And motherfuckers are still going to try and act like, what? Oh, no, not at all. No. Mm-mm. No. And even you conservative fucking weirdos trying to act like, oh my God, this is just the worst, and I would never, and let me yell out from the top of my lungs on my porch or whatever. Like, y'all can kiss my ass too, because plenty of y'all have also perpetuated this bullshit and led it to where we are as well. Many of them niggas were your brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunties, father, mother, whatever. One girl literally was like, hey, Mom, remember when you said I shouldn't go to BLM rallies because, you know, they breed violence? Isn't this you? And showed this video of her mama getting clocked in the face by a black woman after she like hit this girl in the face trying to snatch someone's phone or some shit. She touched this lady who I believe was like a security. So they were already passing her because she's black, she's a woman, and she's a security guard. And she felt this lady hit her in her face. And I mean,
Lord,
it was a respectable striking. I mean, kickboxing, Tabata, whatever. That bitch must be a mixed martial artist. She put her whole body weight into that, hips, knees, ankles, and toes, and clocked this white woman. And her daughter was like, yeah, Mom, so the next time I go to a Black Lives Matter protest, shut up. So, like, a lot of y'all can also choke. Because politicians, civilians, whatever, a lot of these are people who you have also led to believe that they can do dumb shit like this. And now you want to separate yourself from them, even though all y'all bitches voted the same too. Kiss my ass. The day of the Geechee is over.
Stay safe.
I have no idea what that means. I just know it was on an episode of Martin.
It makes, my blackness identifies with it in some way. So,
yeah.
But yeah, be careful out there because they said that these niggas are planning protests, if you can call a bunch of armed white people protesters, at the Capitol in all 50 states during the week of the last week of Trump's presidency. So just get ready for additional bullshit to go down, and get ready for white people to face little to no consequences for it.
And eventually, you know, I mean, if not already, they're just going to turn all of that anger and aggression and violence back onto us. Because ultimately, they can't do shit to y'all. You know, like, yes, a cop died, I believe, but like, ultimately,
they don't care.
You were just corralling them motherfuckers back out when you felt like it, as if they were simply sheep, you know? And so they can't do much. I mean, they did a lot, so I can't say they can't do much. But it wasn't like they were literally going to, like, you know, hog tie all of this officers in there and like murder every single congressman or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like they got to go the fuck back home, whether it's walking, I guess, if they can't fly, or however the fuck they get there. And they're just going to turn that anger out on, you know, the Trayvons.
Yep.
The Mike Browns, the people that just, you know, minding their motherfucking business in the city. And that is like a big concern of mine. But I mean, what difference would it be? It would just be another fucking day in America. I just want for y'all bitches to stop acting like you don't know what the fuck time it is because you saw that asinine bullshit. Motherfuckers out there going and looking like they're in what was that fucking movie where Leonardo DiCaprio was lost out in the the one he actually won a fucking Oscar for?
Oh, I forgot what it was called.
Them niggas were out there looking like
Catch
they
Me If You
literally...
Can? Was it that one?
No, girl. What? That was a horrible movie and much earlier. I just kept... The bear movie. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? You fought the bear and killed the bear. All them niggas were out there...
The Revenant.
With like... The Revenant. They were out there with their fucking possum skin hats on and American war paint and weird necklaces and shit on. Like... This is y'all people.
Do you know that weird motherfucker got arrested and refused to eat because...
Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, I do.
He refused to eat, saying that they wouldn't give him all organic food, which is his diet. And I just saw a headline that said that they're actually going to give in and give him organic food.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Mama said the detention facility does not have all organic food. Are you out of your fucking mind, Marie? Like, bitch. and they're going to give it to him.
And they're going to give it to him.
A terrorist. They're going to go out and they're going to cater to this man's diet. Yep. They would have given a nigga 2 saltine crackers and told him to eat dick. Like, nobody... like, niggas could actually have some sort of an allergy to whatever, and like it could legit be a cracker that will kill them, and motherfuckers will be like, well, I guess you're not eating tonight, are you? But they can go down to Whole Foods for Tad.
This crazy motherfucker.
This place is the ghetto.
It is.
Like, this place is so trash.
Bad. It is so bad.
It is awful.
If you want to come here, I don't know why. Really cannot, because America got 4 years to convince me to stay. I'm going to ride it out through Biden's presidency so I can finish this degree. And then I mean, this country is, again, going to have to convince me to stay here. Because once I'm done with school, there is really nothing keeping me.
There it is.
So figure it out.
Because I don't really see this making a huge difference.
Nope.
It's obviously going to be
Nope.
a day in history that is spoken about for a while. But it's not going to be something I think that bends too much on anything. So we get to just sit here, especially as Black people, once again, to be like, oh yeah, here was yet another thing that we were right about. So just write that down in the journal. And allow Black women to continue to save the fucking country, as Stacey Abrams did.
I mean, and this was right after Georgia turned out for the Senate election and actually delivered 2 Democratic senators to the Senate, which means the Senate is now dead even 50-50 and Kamala Harris is the vote splitter, meaning that Democrats have no excuse now to be able to push through every fucking thing they want. But I guarantee you these motherfuckers are about to be bending over backwards trying to reach across the aisle with niggas who would have been perfectly happy to see them die during the siege on the Capitol. So I just have no faith that the Democratic Party is actually going to do anything to help the average, everyday, regular ass American. They will just do better than the Republicans. And that is not a bar. That is not a standard.
I just love facts.
I'm sorry. Every time I think about it, I get exasperated and tired and mad.
Because you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. They're going to spend so much, like, ridiculous amounts of time just sucking Republican dick and trying to We Are the World, Hands Across America, all of this shit, and send out memes like that. We don't want you to shoot them like you shoot us. Bitch, speak for your goddamn self.
Yes,
I want the girls lit up like Vegas. Okay. Are you kidding me, bitch?
Let the chopper sing.
I want them lynched. I want them, what is it called when you hook them up to the back of a truck and drive it?
Oh, I mean, I think it's just called dragging, but
I want them dragged for real.
Yeah.
I want all of the things. Not only that, I want for them to be kept from having advancement in the workplace. I want for them to not be able to listen to Black music, which includes hip hop, rock, country, and several others that y'all can be pissed off about. What else? I want for y'all to not be able to come to certain restaurants, such as Cracker Barrel, ones you really, really like. I'll come up with some other things. But yeah, don't speak for me when it comes to this whole patty cake, baker's mayonnaise bullshit that y'all be wanting to do. We've had hundreds of years of literally just asking for humanity. like just to be treated like civilized human beings right here in the country that we built for you. And that's just too much. So yeah, keep Kid Fury at least out of that sentiment because girl, to me, 5 was too low a number. I'm disappointed, to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if you're mad at me for it. I was deeply
disappointed that very night when I realized I was not going to get the mass carnage that I wanted.
Because that means all that y'all did was send violent racists back into wherever the fuck they came from.
With COVID.
To be violent racists with COVID in their respective towns. So no, I don't feel bad. And I do not feel like, oh, we don't want y'all to shoot. Shoot them. Shoot them again. Shoot them more. Shoot them 2 times. Double tap them when they hit the ground. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit because they don't give a fuck about me, bitch. They don't give a fuck about me. I could have hollered Black Lives Matter from 3 blocks down and they would have sniped my black ass. But you girls can go in, steal furniture and letters, threaten people's lives, actually kill and harm people, and they take you to Wendy's or something? Like, fuck y'all.
Have a good time, you guys. See you back at the Marriott tonight.
That,
like y'all not committing felonies. Every last one of y'all.
You know they put on the hoods and had a bonfire that evening. Because one thing about it I did see in the clip was, as they called them, the night shift were a different energy.
Oh, yeah. Night shift was tired of that shit. Because at that point, they was violating curfew. But even that 6 o'clock curfew, fuck you mean it's 1 p.m.? Why are you giving these niggas 5 more hours to hang out at the Capitol?
So just kill it. Just kick it. Just hang out.
Oh, my God.
I saw this one clip of this motherfucker, of course, white, trying to break the line while these, like, tougher looking officers are trying to push them back. And most of the people in that group are like, yeah, nigga, they don't seem as nice as the other ones. Like, let me keep moving. And this one white man is like trying to push through and he's like, quit being scared. Quit being scared. We're Americans. We're Americans. And he like pushed them. And when I tell you that they snapped those batons out and got to work on that white man's legs, like that was, I feel like, one of the only instances of the officers actually doing some shit that they would have done to us. And it would have still been worse. But what gagged me in that and I found so hilarious was the quit being scared we're Americans. Because what he meant by that was, stop being afraid. We're white. Yep. They're not going to kill us.
Yeah, they are.
And his fellow whites were like, girl, you need to be scared too, bitch. Oh, well, too late. Can't help you now. I'm going home.
Yeah, I saw a lot of, you're treating us like we're black. Which really says it all, doesn't it?
It does, literally.
Really says it all. So, I mean, in summation, fuck the United States of America. I just don't know how many different times and ways we can say it, but it's a dreadful place to be. It is just an awful place to have to live your life.
And we're going to continue with them denying everything that's horrible about this fucking place that's so deeply rooted in, you know, when white people came over here, murdered people and colonized it. And they call all of those people heroes. So it's like, how deep can we even get through to any of these people, if at all possible? Like, COVID is literally killing the girls dead right now. And y'all still, like, plenty of y'all
More
bitches
than
down
ever.
there still don't even believe it. So if your fucking mom and dad and brother and cat and dog all get COVID and die and you still don't think that it's real, how the fuck am I ever going to talk to you about white supremacy, white privilege, or racism or anything of the like? Like, I guess more shit like this got to keep happening until white people just decide to clean up their mess, because we can't do shit about it. So,
Lord, and a couple of Congress people have already caught COVID from being in quarantine with Republicans who didn't want to wear a fucking mask. I'm just like, yo, this is just, I can't handle the level of absolute trash this country is operating at. I need a fucking break. This has been too much. I would not be shocked at all if Donald Trump absolutely tries to start a war next week within this country. So
I feel like we're literally gonna get a shot of him, like, holding on to the door frame as they're trying to pull him, like, off of the property. Like, I would not be surprised if he just lays down in the middle of the ground like a 3-year-old and just refuses to be moved, because that's what it gives. He's like not even a great president. Like, you hear him speak and he literally sounds like,
I don't care.
Like an airhead, like a dumbass. Okay. Well, I'm here. I'm still required to pay taxes, I guess. And we'll see what Jip Harris does whenever they get here.
I mean, you know, I'm just hoping the New York Attorney General lights his ass up and throws him directly in prison. But even with all the things Trump has done, right, I still don't expect him or his ugly ass children to actually see a day in jail, because as we have certainly learned this week, whiteness can get you out of any fucking thing.
And it's like, girl, like, wanting to kill us, wanting to oppress and enslave us.
Oh, thank you.
Like, that's a part of your history. That's just a part of your damn nature. But, like, you don't want to get your own people together? Because, hun, y'all don't even want to prosecute this man. That just says to all of these fucking freaks that they can do that again. Like, they knew that they knew that they could do it, which is why they did it. And y'all proved them correct. Yeah. So what is to stop them from doing it again? And mind you, they weren't just looking for niggas to kill at the Capitol. So aren't you concerned? Aren't you concerned?
They was absolutely looking for you, Mike Pence. Like, they said your name. It was a chant, nigga. They was looking for your ass.
So, still trying to chat this away to me is confusing, but this country's a joke, so.
Well, God bless Black Americans, as always. And that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com or on social media at thisistheread. You can find our merch at shoptheread.com. Any news from you this week, friend?
No, Jasmine Sullivan's album made me smile. It's fantastic. Listen to it. Love it so much. And I wish we could go outside again because I want to go to a Jasmine Sullivan concert, but I guess I will settle for the tiny desk until I can.
Oh, yes. Agreed with all of that, except absolutely fuck that colorist shit that Anderson .Paak said in his verse on that song. I was disgusted.
I don't remember the line.
There is a whole...
I'll go listen to it again.
There's a whole part about how somebody tried to pin a baby on him, but that baby too dark and his granddaddy Indian and he is incapable of making them dark ass children. And I was just like, okay.
I do not.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, because of his voice, people don't necessarily catch everything he says the first time. But when I listened to the song, I was like, wait a minute. Like, there is a way to deny that a child is yours without turning it into that black ass baby could not come from mixed race loins. But
what?
Yes, child. I was like, oh, how did nobody cut that? But otherwise, yes, a big fan of Jasmine and loving this EP. Love the song with Ari. Love Antoinette's Tale. Shout out to Antoinette. That's my nigga.
Oh, yes. And Antoinette dropped the mic on that end part when she was like, you know, how ladies be telling these niggas
whose pussy is it really?
Yeah. When it's actually out. And I was like, Antoinette, go the fuck off. I know you cut that. Like, yes, right into the next track. That is a segue for your ass, indeed. And that Ari Lennox song was not on it when I listened to it at first, so that was a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd never got to hear that
right,
song.
because you did hear it early.
Yeah, but most of those songs were also on it, but that Ari Lennox one was not. I don't know if the Anderson .Paak one was either, but I feel like it was. But I know I didn't hear that Ari Lennox song at all. And when I listened, it took me to so many places. One of, wow. Yes. Sex is great. Then another place.
Hotels and gospel tales.
And then it was like, wow, they're doing some damn singing. I mean, god damn, they're doing some singing. And then lastly, I giggled because of how sexually explicit it is, while also being like a soulful ballad.
Yeah.
There's just, I'm childish, I guess. I'm immature because I laughed at some of the lyrics. I didn't expect them to be so forward. But I really love that song.
Jasmine is criminally underrated. So congrats to her for this project. Very happy for you and wishing you the most success always, girl. All right.
Be safe, everyone.
Yeah, take care of yourselves. Is that
yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Either way.
Whatever. We'll see y'all hoes next week if we live that long.